racism exists in the UK?
Yes.
Okay, next question.
Yeah.
No, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I feel like racism really does exist within the UK, and as soon as we start saying things like, oh, but we're not racist compared to other countries, like America's worse.
It's a problem. There's, put it this way, in the UK, I find most racism is a little bit more subtle. It still exists, it's still really bad, but it's not, in America you see these videos of people shouting at black people, shouting at Mexicans or whatever. And in the UK, we wouldn't just straight up shout. We would, if a British racist entered the room, they wouldn't just lose their mind. They would just do the British thing, keep calm and keep being racist a little bit on the side, but not really, kind of, yeah, just, yeah. No, but it does exist. In England, in the UK, it's quite subtle.
Yeah, I have something to say to that actually. I don't think that that's necessarily true, because like a few months ago, me and my mum and my sister actually experienced like a really, really blatant racist like aggression. So we were walking down the street and this guy was spitting in the street. And then and it was right at the beginning of quarantine. Like there was
You don't spit during quarantine.
You don't spit during quarantine. So my mum was basically like to him, don't spit in the street, there's like a global pandemic going on, like you can see that. Yeah. And then he started hurling all sorts of racist abuse at her and started saying stuff like, oh, go back to your country, like you don't belong here, like what are you doing here? Kept calling her foreign, like all of these kind of things. And it was my first experience like that. My first experience of like a proper racist aggression. And I also feel like stuff like that has become a lot more normalized within society recently, with just like a lot of more xenophobia and stuff like this. So I feel that racism in the UK is actually on the rise and that it's going up.
I do think it's going up. I'm going to re-amend my previous statement saying it was subtle, based on what you said and looking back at my experiences.
Yeah.
I've had something similar. A guy drove past me and he spat on my face and he said, filthy Jew, as he drove past. Charming fella. No, you're right, actually. I think the ability to change one statement in your mind on something is quite an important thing to have. And
Yeah, it's important to be able to change your mind. Yeah, I also feel that as soon as we start saying things like, the UK's not as bad as the US, you're suddenly downplaying
racism is always bad.
Racism is always a bad thing. And secondly, you're downplaying the existence of racism within this society that we live in this country, and you're trying to pretend that it's not there when it like 100% is.